जिसका जो कि क्लास 12 का है द लास्ट लेसन. तो विदाउट वेस्टिंग माय टाइम लेट्स गेट स्टार्ट. द लास्ट लेसन. I will talk to you first about the author. Who is the author? Alphonse Deodat. He was born in 1840 and died in 1890. Here you can see that first he was a French novelist, and he was a French novelist, and he was a short writer also. He was doing both things. He was a French novelist and short writer. The last lesson is the set in the day of the Franco-Prussian War. In that day, there was a war that is called Franco-Prussian War. Okay, in 1970 or 1971, in which the French was defeated by the Prussian, led to by the Bismarck. Prussian that consist of what are now are the national of the German. Poland part of the Australia. In this story, Parisian district was Alsatian and Lorraine. In this story, we have to study about the Alsatia and the Lorraine. It is a district of and have the passed into the Parisian hand. The district of Lorraine French was hand in hand of Parisian. So without wasting a time, let's start this chapter. First, I'll talk to you in this chapter first a boy whose name is Franz. He was lived in the district of Alsatia. He studied in one of the school in the Alsatia. He was not fond of the attending a school and studying. He liked the outworld more than the environment of the school. He does not like the school. He liked the other places like moving park and etc. He does not like studies. He does not concentrate in study. First, one day he was going to his school, and usually he was going to his school, and after some time he saw that many people are standing around the bulletin board, but he ignored it and went to the school. When he reached the school, he saw that there was a quiet place. Nothing will happen, no loud will coming from school. All around are quiet. He think that when he reached the school, he think that usually when the school began, there was a great bluster which could be heard out in the street, but it was all very still that day. Everything was quiet as a Sunday morning. There was no opening or closing of desks. His classmates were already in their places. The teacher, great ruler, instead of rapping on the table, was under Amhan's arms. He totally confused. He cannot understand what will happen. What is happening here? He totally confused. Then he go to the Helen and asking for this reason. Helen said that in the bulletin board there is a written that there is an order from Berlin to teach only German in the school of Alsatia and Lorraine. The German had put up this notice on the bulletin board. The French was thinking that, oh, that's why the people are surrounded. That's why the people are surrounded bulletin board, standing around bulletin board. Then he felt very bad. And one thing he sees that the Helen had put his best dress, his beautiful green coat, his fillet shirt, and the little black silk cap. All are embedded. The whole school seemed so strange, and the Salmon on the back bench that were always empty. The elder village people were sitting quite like the kids. And after that, the French feel very bad, and he thought that this was the last lesson. Then after French come to know this, it was the last lesson in the French that the Helen was given there. From the next day they will be taught only the German. Then he felt sorry for not learning his lesson properly. His book was seems a nuisance and the burden. Earlier was now old friend. His feeling about Amel also changed. He forget all about his road for and how cracky he was. And after that, here the changing language is still something for us. Here the language is telling that one moral is for us that we always love our national language. Never, we always love our national language. Never ignore it or never do anything for this. So here, the French was feeling very bad, and the people who was coming from village to learn the last lesson of his French was very sad and trying to enjoy this last lesson. And after that, the M. Helen was saying that it's not your fault French. आफ्टर दैट ML1 टाइम टू फ्रेंच। उसके बाद जो MLN थे वो फ्रेंच से बोलते हैं कि इट्स नॉट योर फॉल्ट, ये तुम्हारी गलती नहीं है, ये सब मेरी गलती है। मैंने तुमको जब तुम पढ़ाने मेरा जब मन किया मैंने तुमको छुट्टी दे दिया, मेरे को जब फिशिंग करने का मन किया तो मैंने तुम्हारी स्टडी छोड़ के मैंने फिशिंग करने चले गए हैं, ये सब मेरी गलती है। बट इसमें तुम्हारी पेरेंट्स की भी गलती है। जो उसके पेरेंट्स से जो है फ्रेंड्स के पेरेंट्स से वो उतना उस पर केयर नहीं करते थे। ठीक है, तो इस वीडियो तक यहीं तक रहेंगे, इसके बाद हम पढ़ेंगे अगला।